Hey everyone, happy Friday. Hope everyone had a great week. Another stream today. We're going to continue vibe coding our SaaS AI coaching front end. As usual, we're doing a little AFK training on old school RuneScape. We're going after these gemstone crabs. It's a new AFK boss or mob that you can train on. So just training up some strength here. And today we're going to build out a list of what we're going to be working on. So on the last stream, we were able to get this 3D event visualization embedded into the coaching front end. So I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, so we can view this reconstruction, and a fleet manager can come in and play this event reconstruction, skip it back, skip it forwards, get more context about the event, and that can help the fleet manager think about what he's going to talk to the driver about. So especially if it's a super severe event, it's good for the fleet manager, whoever is responsible for the drivers, to have as much context as we can possibly provide them. I do see a little UI issue here, which we'll probably add to our list for today. And what we also did was we used Codex. So actually we were able to embed all of this using Grok Code Fast 1 in GitHub Copilot. So that was pretty cool. That was the first time that we used Grok. And we're able to get that done using Grok. And then we used Codex to optimize this 3D event reconstruction. And it does seem to be working a little bit better. It's definitely seems to be loading up the buffer faster. So if I click view event reconstruction, it's definitely drawing this path line a bit faster than it has in the past. And it seems to load up this buffer quicker. So definitely Codex seemed to make some pretty significant improvements. And what I'm going to do today too is kind of have Codex maybe add some logging so we can get a better understanding of what Codex did to improve the performance on this. But that's maybe something we'll do today too. Add live video to the mobile app. We definitely need to do this, and we may kind of set up the groundwork for this. The only thing with this is I have to go outside to my car to test this, which is not a problem. I just kind of have to keep my car running and then run back in here and see if everything's working as expected. That shouldn't be a problem, and we can probably do that. 1 second, I'm going to grab my coffee. So again, thanks everyone that has subscribed so far. It's really appreciated. I think we're up to 53 subscribers now. So anyone that has subscribed or anyone that taps the like button, I just want to give a shout out to you and say thank you for that. It's much appreciated, and hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend. Just going to be vibe coding here as usual. Okay, so we may do this today, and let me go ahead and add our date here. 10/24/25. Okay, so let's bring this down here because we may at least start this today. We may not complete it, but we'll start it. I want to review this, so let's just say add logging to 3D event reconstruction to understand performance optimizations. All right, so we just want to understand what Codex did there. Let's see. This we definitely want to do, I think. I just want to kind of rethink or use AI to look at our coaching report and see if it can help us make any improvements to the coaching report, or really help us brainstorm. And we can use AI to help us do that. Also, I'll be talking to a lot of the customers to help or to learn from them about what their needs and requirements are when it comes to coaching drivers. But what we'll do is we'll add brainstorm with AI. Have AI brainstorm possible coaching document improvements. Right, so we're gonna do that. This is one I definitely would need to look at this because this is important. Important objects. Yeah, we can maybe take a look at this today. So one thing that's happening is that these models are detecting some objects that are really not relevant for us. So, I mean, the first thing we can do is just not have the model try to detect these objects, right? So, I don't want to get too over ambitious here. I want to be a little more conservative than last time. Okay, another thing I want to do is problem on the, I can't think of the word for this right now. The play bar. The scroll bar. What are we naming this? The scrub. Scrubby progress indicator. Okay. So it's just this styling issue right here that's a bit annoying. Cool. And then another item that we maybe want to look at too today is when I come to reports and I run the critical event report. Let's go back a little bit here. Okay, yeah, so when I run the critical event report, we see that when we select this coaching button for an event, it classifies it as an analyzed event. And this is really so the user knows that, hey, we already ran a coaching analysis on this event. We don't need to run that analysis again. We can just go to our coaching page here, or select this coaching page in the sidebar here, and then go review our event. So the analysis for that event has already been completed, but we're going to make sure that this is a column in the database. So make sure analyzed indicator, this column has a column. Or make sure analyzed indicator is defined in the event artifacts. Event artifacts table schema. Probably not the right way to say that, but that's what we're gonna do. And I think that's probably good for today. And again, we may not even make it through all of these. But this is also important. Some of these important ones, I'm gonna keep moving them down. Because I know we need to complete them. Or let's just call them, let's just these. Protect. Fix those. So these are ones that if I don't get to it on stream, I'm definitely gonna get to it. So these are pretty important as well. These just are not that glamorous, so I may try to complete these off stream. We can maybe at least take a look at this today too. Let's see what else is critical. This is pretty critical hotfix also. And guys, I'm not getting super sophisticated. I mean, I could create like a workflow on GitHub and have stages, right? And start creating issues and label them and, you know, have PRs close down issues once we complete the fixes. But for now, we're kind of going with a kind of a pad and pencil approach here, just to make things simple for the stream. Okay. All right, so add logging to 3D. First, I want to take a look into this. A couple things. So first, we're going to have a Codex start working on this one. So I'm going to open up terminal. Oop. Terminal. And we're going to go to our directory. Just open up Codex. Okay, so I'm going to say, I want you to go review the commits that we made in the next TS directory and also the Scrubby v2 directory that are related to our performance optimizations for the event reconstruction. I just want you to go review the changes that we made and then explain the changes that you made to me. Do not take any action or modify any code. We're just doing a review now. So let's have Codex start working on that. And while we have Codex working on that, what we're going to do is we're going to open up VS Code. And let's go back to our task list. I may start this one. Or let's have GPT-5 Mini. And maybe some of these models. So right now we're using GitHub Copilot with VS Code. And we're also using Codex. So right now, just the ChatGPT Plus plan with Codex. And we really haven't had any issues hitting our limits yet. We came close to the 5-hour limit, but we didn't hit it. So we're using ChatGPT Plus and then also the GitHub Copilot plan. Now, sometimes I do use these other models here, and it does charge you a little bit of additional money on top of the base charge for GitHub Copilot. But today, we're maybe going to try to use these models that don't add any additional metered cost. So let's try GPT-5 Mini. What I'm going to say is, I want you to go review how we generate the PDF coaching document in the coaching service, I want you to review the prompts and think deeply about how we can try to improve this coaching document. I want you to think like you're a fleet manager managing the safety of a fleet, and safety is absolutely critical. Also, I want you to think about the driver. You know, the driver needs to be treated like a professional, and so our document should treat them as such. Okay, let's see. I also want to tell it real quick. Do not make any edits to the code, any edits or modifications. Right now, we're just brainstorming. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's get back to our gemstone crab. Gemstone crab kind of moves between these two different locations. And let's take a look at our PDF while this is working. We're going to click View Report. Okay, so we have a behavior summary. Detected frames, driver detected frames, average distraction score. We do need to think about this methodology. I don't know if we're going to do it on this stream, but let's just say think about the coaching or the event scoring methodology. High level brainstorm about the event scoring methodology. Okay, so let's go back to our coaching event. So then we have performance metrics. Okay, average detection time. So really what I'm thinking about now is like what information is not relevant to the fleet manager, right? And I mean, right off the bat, some of this stuff is not relevant. Okay, let's see here. Built programmatically with report lab flow. We definitely need to upgrade what we're using. Okay. Coaching questions for the driver. Okay, so here are our driver coaching questions, and we're reviewing these videos to help generate these questions. Right now I'm looking at, right now we're trying to make some optimizations to our driver coaching document. And so I asked GPT-5 to help us do some brainstorming. So let's see here. So first, the thing that I see is that we're using an older model. And one thing we really should do is start reviewing the cost of the different models, how much context they hold, and see what the best model is for this use case. Port is object. Okay, there's no temp. Build from a single sentence, okay. Prompt that goes to... Okay, initial issues and gaps, okay. Prompt. Can be desused, okay. Current actions. Explicit evidence and confidence sections. Yeah, okay, nice. Tone and framing for the drivers. Okay, let's... Okay, I want you to check out to a new branch in the appropriate directories and give the branch a name that defines what we're about to do. Take all of the suggestions that you just made and improve our coaching document. Be delicate and don't introduce any breaking changes. See if Codex got back to us. See if Codex. Okay, here we go. Okay, Codex did get back to us about our optimizations, which is good. And we'll read through that here in a second. Okay, that's not a directory. Let's see if it's smart enough to figure out that our repositories are in subdirectories. This is just the parent directory, or the name, which has the name of the project, or the domain name. You don't need to add a fallback. We can always just revert back to an older commit. What do you mean when you say deterministic severity rules? I want to make sure we're on the same page. Maximum confidence. Okay, sure. You can use this deterministic approach and build rules. That's fine with me. What I also want you to do is use the ChatGPT vision model to take the most relevant frame and send it to the Vision API and ask it if it's a real event or not, or help it, or have it describe the event to us and whether or not it thinks it's a severe event. Be delicate when you do this. After you're done, commit your changes with a short and sweet commit message. Hold on. Hold on. Did you make the new branch yet? It almost started making the edits without making the new branch. This is looking pretty good. While we're waiting for that to work, let's go read the what Codex is telling us about these performance optimizations. And guys, again, if you're joining, we're building a vibe coding B2B AI SaaS apps. So feel free to drop in when you want, work together with me. Really just a work and chill, vibe and chill type of stream. Yeah, I want to open up the server logs and we can review the logs together, but I want to make sure there's no sensitive keys printing to the scrubby v2 log. Can you confirm that? Yeah, you need to go find the right subdirectory. Getparty.ai is not a Git repository, but all of the subdirectories are. So you need to find the right subdirectory, and then you can do your Git commit there and add your commit message. See what Codex said here. Guys, we're working on kind of two different problems at the same time here. We're adding some logging to help us understand our performance optimizations for the 3D event reconstruction. Oop. So there's a issue right there. Let's refresh this again. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so we made some performance optimizations to this 3D event reconstruction, and we're really just adding some logging and trying to understand what happens. Okay, go ahead and tail the scrubby logs, and then I'll run a 3D event reconstruction on the front end, and you can review the logs. Okay, we're about to, we're checking out to a new branch. We're also working on this item here. So let's add these as in progress. Okay, and in progress here. Okay, so let's come back here. Let's go ahead and push these changes. Okay, push the change to origin. Okay, let's go to GitHub. We're going to go open up a PR. What's interesting is I've noticed when I have Codex open, it starts, terminal starts asking me for access to stuff, which, like, why is this relevant right now? It's asking me for access to my music information. What I'm gonna do, it's kind of interesting here. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT why. I noticed that when I have Codex open in terminal, I'll get these messages from my Mac OS that say terminal wants access to my Apple Music. Why is Apple Music even relevant right now? It might be just like looking through some files. That's what happened. I don't even want to say don't allow, but I guess it'll come up again. But let's just say, and that's fine, we can always disallow it. The service is deployed on AWS EKS. You need to check the pod for the deployment name and then follow the logs from there. Okay, let's open up this PR, guys, and go ahead and merge it. Okay, let's open up this PR. Okay. Okay, some pretty significant changes we made to the coaching service there. Oh. Back here, back to our coaching tool. Okay, so let's keep letting it try to open up our logs here. Okay, it looks like it found the pod. It's about to open up logs here. Let's shut this down. What we're doing right now is we're working on this task here, which is in progress. So we added some logging to this 3D event reconstruction. So we using a buffer for this progress bar, so the fleet manager can skip backwards or skip forwards. So we're trying to open up those logs, and then we're going to review the logs together with Codex. And at the same time, we're brainstorming on how to improve a PDF, the coaching PDF document. It's doing a follow, so I may need to Control C. I don't think so. Let's run it. Let's run the reconstruction again. So I still notice after I play this event reconstruction, I can't restart it, which is definitely an issue. So here I could grab it, go backwards, and this is using a buffer to do this, actually. Oh, I was able to restart it that time, which is good. Let's see. It's been trying to adjust this command. What discoveries did you make in the log? So this buffer is a bit, someone who's working for me, maybe one of the smartest dudes I ever worked with, actually wrote this buffer, and it's slightly was over my head when he wrote it. And so some of these optimizations are a little bit over my head, but we're still going to try to digest them together. Tailed the logs. Okay, open the logs and follow them again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control T to open up the transcript. I actually want to see the logs. So this is what I don't like about Codex. I don't know if this is for sure, but okay, so right now we're following this log, but I can't see the output. And it is a service on AWS EKS, so it kind of makes sense, but let's just, real quick, I'm going to open up another chat. I'm going to keep this stuff, and we're just going to ask GPT-5 Mini to, let's close down our windows. Can you open up the logs for the Scrubby V2 deployment and follow them? You can find the deployment name in the pod. So guys, if you're just joining on Twitch or YouTube or X, we're working on a few different items right now. This is a 3D event reconstruction of our event. So we have dash cams and vehicles, and these dash cams record events, and pretty much we're trying to pull together as much context on an event as we can. And the idea is to use AI tools, also use any type of visualization tools that we have to capture as much context as we can about an event. So we get these events from dash camera, and this could be stuff like a quick acceleration, a hard turn, a shock or severe shock, a hard brake. It could be a driver distracted on his phone, forward collision warning, lane departure warning. And this is actually me in my car here. And so this is a open source model we're using to detect some objects. And so this is, so pretty much we get these events from the dash camera. We use some models to try to run an analysis on the event. And then we are also building this event reconstruction. So the idea is some of these, and this is really anyone that has vehicles, any business. So guys, we're vibe coding B2B AI SaaS apps on this channel. And this is a lot of what we're going to doing is straight up vibe coding. You know, I'm actually not reading every single line of code. But pretty much this is an event reconstruction. So this is and that's an issue right here that we're going to be working on. But right now I can't press play here. Let's see. Let's try this again. There we go. So this is an event reconstruction. So we're using some location data that we have from the camera to draw this path line. And what we're doing is using a relative speed to show really where the vehicle is traveling during the event. And this helps whoever's managing the safety at the company get more context about the event. And so we give them the video analysis, also this 3D construction. And then we're building a coaching document for the driver, right? So we say, hey, this is the event that happened. This is the speed the event happened at. These are the objects that we detected. And then we generate some coaching questions. And really the purpose of this is try to make the roads safer, right? And we did a lot of this, guys, all of this, and you can go check some of the previous streams if you want to learn more, but all of this is done vibe coding. So, which is pretty incredible. So we're doing two things right now. First thing we're doing is we're adding some logging to this event reconstruction. There is still some minor bugs. So we added some logging, and now what I'm doing is I'm opening the logs. So these services are deployed on AWS EKS. And, okay, we just opened up the log, which is good. So nice. Now we're following the log, and maybe we'll even switch to Codex here inside of GitHub Copilot. But let's come here now and let's run the event reconstruction. Let's play it. See if we have anything printing in the log. Let's hit enter here to kind of push this stuff up in the log. And then let's do this again. Okay, nice. Okay, this is all it's printing in the log, actually. So let's just paste this into Codex and say, let's also let Codex open up the log. Okay. T reconstruction. Seems to be working way better than it did previously. I'll tell you that much. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just following this log. It's a backend service. So this is on the front end deployed on Next.js. And then we have a backend service that's calling our database to fetch some location data and helping build a buffer to help us with this progress bar. So right now I'm just kind of moving the progress bar around, trying to trigger some logs. And so Codex is actually this -F, a flag means follow. So it's actually following the log, which is pretty cool. So when it does follow the log, though, you have to hit Control-C, which is kind of interesting to stop it. And so then I'm going to say, okay, I just opened up the event reconstruction, played it, move the scrubby progress bar backwards and forwards. I want you to review the logs and see what you can learn about the optimizations that we made and if there's any other improvements that we could make. Okay, it did review the log, which is good. Let's go see if our coaching service is done building. Okay, nice. So we're switching tasks again here. We're gonna open up back to our other chat here. First, let's close this log. And we're going to go back to our previous chat. And I'm gonna say, okay, the Docker image is done building. We need to do a rollout restart on the coaching deployment. You can check the pod for the coaching deployment name if you need to. Nice. Okay, so this nice. Now you're gonna see the pod is rolling out. So we're waiting for the new pod to start up, and then we terminate the old pod. So this is a good command to run like in a production system. And I'm not a Kubernetes production expert, but this is like a good way to deploy a new pod without any downtime. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. First, let me get back AFK grinding on this gemstone here. Okay. Use the restroom quickly. Okay, I'm back. Cool. It looks like it did finish rolling out. So let's just do kubectl get pods, namespace coaching. Okay, it's running. So now let's follow these logs. Okay, can you follow the coaching service logs? I'm about to run the coaching analysis, and I want you to review the logs and make sure that our changes to the PDF document are working as expected. Okay, so what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go run another coaching analysis. So let's open up these logs first. Nice. Okay. So we got our logs open. Let's go to reports, critical event report. Let's go look at some events here. Okay. So let's look at like this event. See if we have any phone in here. I don't think I do. Look a little delirious there though. Do know that. Let's see. Let's try another one. That's pretty early in the morning, I think. Okay, here I am on my phone. So this is a good one. I don't know if it's going to be able to get it down there in the corner of that screen with the sun flashing through my back windshield there. But let's see what happens on this one. Let's watch the forward-facing camera view. Okay. Okay, let's run this one. Okay, so it's 8:03 a.m. And let me go ahead and click analyzed. Boom. So now we should see here it's coming into the log. There it goes. It's processing both the videos. Okay, it processed it. I think it's we should be waiting for a response from OpenAI right now. Okay, we got some error. Okay. Okay, we're getting an error now. Review the log and let's fix it. Looks like a relatively, looks like maybe just some this library that we're using to generate the PDF didn't like the format of some data, so it doesn't look like any major changes are needed, which is good. So let's push this change. Unfortunately, this project has a Torch Hub library in the Docker image, so it takes forever to for the image to build, which is kind of unfortunate. But let me go to GitHub and go to pull requests. Let's open up a new pull request. And so we're using GPT-5 Mini to do this. What I'm probably going to do is we'll probably have Codex look this over when we're done. I like to use Codex for the more complex stuff. Like GPT-5 Mini, I guess, is like the shovel, and Codex is like the front end loader. Okay. While that's building, we're gonna jump back to the logs about the 3D visualization performance improvement. I don't want to make any modifications to the code yet, but I want you to add more detailed logging so we can learn even more. Unless you don't think it's relevant at all to try to add more logging. Give me your thoughts. Okay, add the targeted logging. Okay, it's adding more logs, which is good. Please like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. It helps a lot. Helps push the content out to more people. Still adding console logs. see if the image is done building. No. The coaching image takes almost 10 minutes to build. And I've been, looking into that. And my understanding is that this Torch Hub package is just that massive. Okay, it added the logging. Okay, commit the changes and push them to origin. Whoa, the coaching image might be done building, which seems... Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. I was about to say...
8-hour flight, we just landed in Sorrento. Came a long way from smoking Nicks and rocking Echo. Sprinted to the telly, cop the room, make sure it's penthouse. 30 floor.
It should be Scrubby. Alright, let me open up a PR in Scrubby too. We just pushed our changes at the logging that we added to Scrubby. Okay, this Docker image is building. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, can you do a rollout restart on Scrubby V2? I know Scrubby's gonna build faster. Oh, I didn't need to do that yet. We'll have to run that again in a second. Image is almost done building. Okay, let's run that again. Okay, Scrubby restarted. Until Codex. Okay, open and follow the Scrubby deployment logs. Okay, we're following the log now. We're going to open up the reconstruction link. Okay, so you have the log open and you're following it? Hey guys, if you're joining, we're vibe coding. We're working on our coaching solution here. So we're doing AI analysis on dash camera videos, and then we're doing some 3D event simulation. So you're about to see that right now. Okay, so it's following the log, which is good. Okay. See, that's an issue right now. Hold on. Okay, when I first opened up the event reconstruction link, I'm clicking play right now, and the simulation won't play. I'm about to close down the link and open it up again. So let's close it down. Let's open it again. Yeah, the second time I clicked view reconstruction and opened it, it worked. Okay. So let's try a different one. Let's try this one. Is there no... What's up with that one? Interesting. The event is null. Event is null. Why is this one not null? Okay, I think we need to generate some more. But let's see if the coaching is done building. Not yet. Almost. Let's see. It's working pretty good, guys. It's just when we first open it, it's not working. Okay. The coaching thing's done building too, or the coaching changes that we made. I'm just gonna hit Control C here. And it should have it start working on how it's not working when I first selected it. Let's go ahead and click yes to allow it to look at like the last 10 minutes of logs or something, or tail like 50 lines. Don't follow it, because then I have to hit Control C. Let's see if it understands that. Okay, so back to our coaching. Okay. I don't know if this was the chat where we actually fixed those changes, but where was the chat where we fixed those changes? It must have been this chat. Let's just keep these changes for now. Then we're gonna say, okay, do a rollout restart on the coaching deployment. Almost feels like the gemstone crab is following me. Oh, he was just turning around. Okay, so we're waiting for this pod to restart, guys, and then we're gonna be reviewing the logs. As soon as this pod is done. So 2 things happening right now. We got Codex looking at the logs. We added some new detailed logging. We're trying to improve the performance of this, which it seems like it's performing pretty good. There is an issue where when you first start the service and then you click the event reconstruction, it doesn't work on the first click for some reason. Still waiting. Oh, pod just restarted. So I'm going to say, okay, open the coaching deployment logs, and I'm going to execute another coaching analysis from the front end. Nice. Okay, it started. I'm going to use the restroom, guys, and then we're about to run another coaching analysis, and then we're going to have Codex, or we're going to review the logs, see if there's any errors. Let's real quick. Oh, hey guys. Sorry about that. I think my microphone was muted. I'm back. So I'm going to, the PDF looks like crap, so we're gonna ask Codex to help us now. Can you please review this chat history? We tried to improve the PDF, but now the formatting looks like crap, and there seems to be a bunch of information on it that doesn't seem relevant for someone that's managing a fleet. Remember that this PDF document is for the driver, so the driver is going to be looking at this document, completing the work on the document, and then the driver coach would probably sign off on the document together with the driver, acknowledging that they worked on it together. Okay, so now I'm using Codex inside of the IDE. What tells whether it's a... Did we ever restart Scrubby? I think we did. I thought I just ran it with the enhanced logging. Are you telling me the logs that you see don't look like the new logging changes that we added? So Codex just worked on trying to improve the PDF, or actually we had GPT-5 Mini try to do it, and and pretty much we just regressed. The PDF does not look great. Here's what it looked like before. So we had the event description, some behavior summary, performance metrics, and then we had the coaching questions. It looks like Codex is working through this one pretty quick. But yeah, again, so this is what the PDF looked like before we made the improvements. Or we asked GPT-5 Mini to brainstorm and improve this PDF. And we let it do its thing. And we open the PDF, and it looks like there's a major formatting issue, which you can see here. The driver coaching is formatted all weird. And it also just put some information in here that just doesn't seem like anything the driver would need to, like suggested questions. I guess it's suggested questions for the driver coach, but the driver coach has been giving this document probably to the driver. So I want it to read to where when the driver's reviewing the document, it'll make sense to him. I just realized that in the email notification, there's no 3D event embed. the email notification. We don't see the 3D. Okay. Can you commit the changes and push to origin? Wow, Codex really made a ton of changes. I'm gonna say okay, I want to make sure that the questions we're generating are fully generative. You can review the old commit to see how we did it in the past. I see in this code some default coaching questions and some default driver questions. I guess if we're using these as a base and then we're going to have OpenAI help us create generative questions that will be dynamic and change every time, that's okay. When you're done working on this, commit the changes and push to origin. Remember that this document, the coach and the driver will probably be looking at this document together. So when you say stuff like suggestions for the coach, I'm not sure I want the driver to see that the coach needs these suggestions, right? Just think the best way to do this. It's a lot for Codex, but let's see how it handles this. Okay, it's Codex is reviewing a previous commit just to see how we handled the PDF in the past. Okay. See what the Codex said about the scrubby buffer. So do you understand why when we restart the Scrubby service, when I first click view reconstruction, it won't load, but every subsequent click, the reconstruction renders as expected? Okay, we're about to commit and push our changes here. Codex is. So guys, we're working on this PDF. So right now we have dash cameras and vehicles. We're running some AI models on the dash camera video, looking for relevant objects. And one of the objects we're looking for is the phone, which it just got it there, which is good. And then we're generating a report. So the report kind of looks like this, and it's a coaching report for drivers. So we'd say, hey, we see that you got an event. What's the speed? What are the objects detected in the event? And then we're generating some coaching questions, right? And so right now, so we have the report, and then we also have a reconstruction here. So the reconstruction looks like that. But pretty much we're trying to improve the report. So let's come back to Codex here. I don't think we're using poetry. I'm not sure that this project is using poetry. Never done that before. Are you sure we need to do this, or can we just commit our changes and push to origin, and then I can build the project and, or like GitHub Actions build the project? I never test this like that. I don't use poetry to test. I probably should be. And this is maybe not a good thing for Codex to do right now, but it's okay for now. It's the wrong directory. There it goes. Good. Good. Okay, it's committing it. Good. Now it should push to origin here. Okay, now I'm gonna open up the PR. Play this while we do that. Okay. Let's go to pull request. New pull request. Okay, let's merge this code. So guys, also what's happening is while we wait for that these new changes to the coaching PDF, I'm going ahead and merge that into main, wait for that Docker image to build. So that the changes that we just made with Codex here, hopefully should fix. So this is what the PDF report used to look like. It gave us the event, objects in the event, the how far those objects were away from the vehicle, and then it gave us these coaching questions, like how did the presence of various objects in close proximity to the vehicle affect your driving decisions? What factors may have contributed to the phone usage detected in one frame while driving at 60 miles per hour? What steps can you take to ensure better awareness? Stuff like that. So I had GPT-5 Mini pretty much try to brainstorm with me on how we can improve that. And we implemented some changes, and it broke the formatting pretty much of the report. So then I thought, you know what? Inside of the same thread, let me just go ahead and switch from GPT-5 Mini to Codex, and then use Codex to try to fix this issue. And so Codex just made these changes. We pushed them up to GitHub. Now we're merging it into our main branch, and then we're going to review it together. We also have an issue where when this service restarts, so this is the front end, but this service has a back end that helps us build a buffer, so it's easy for us to skip forward and skip backwards like this. And there's an issue when this service first starts up. The first time we try to execute this, it doesn't work, but then every subsequent request works. So we're having Codex work on that. So really having Codex work on two different problems at the same time. Okay. The fetch event data recall inside failed. Load request a few seconds later hit the same endpoint again. Got a valid payload. Okay. Okay, where would we print this HTTP status code? Can we print it in Scrubby, or are we going to have to print it on the front end? And guys, the coaching service, because it has Torch Hub, which is a tool that we're used that's hosting some of these models for us, or helping us deploy these models, is like a massive package. And so the image takes like 10 minutes to build sometimes, which is kind of crazy. And please like and subscribe or follow, guys, if you haven't already. It helps a lot. Let's see what. Okay, go ahead and print this HTTP status code in the Scrubby service, and then commit those changes and push to origin. After you do this, I'll let you know when the image is done building, and host it on Docker Hub, and then we can do a rollout restart, and I'll try to make the request again for the first time. Nice. Okay. Guys, I know that today might be the not the most glamorous stuff we're working on today, but that's the life of kind of programming, right? It's not always flashy and fun. Okay, looks like it just pushed these changes up to Scrubby. I'm gonna open up a pull request and print this. Let's merge that into main. Guys, this is kind of what I'm looking at when I'm waiting for Docker to finish building. This is what I see on my screen. Okay, image is almost done building. Let's see if Scrubby is done building here. Scrubby's still building. I'm gonna go ahead and have go back to GPT-5 Mini and just say, can we do a rollout restart on the coaching deployment? It said resort. Can we do a rollout restart on the coaching deployment? Looks like we're done. Okay, cool. All right, we're about to do this rollout restart on the coaching deployment. Switch to GPT-5 Mini for this because Codex for something is this simple, it will take forever sometimes. Yeah, we're waiting for this container to get created. Just run the status command and have it wait. This pod takes like 2 minutes to start. Okay, we're checking the rollout status. There we go. It's better. Pod should be started any second. Once this is done, I'm going to say, okay, open up the coaching deployment logs and follow them. Okay, it rolled out. Let's open up the logs. And then we're going to execute another coaching event. This is getting a little overly complicated here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so back to reports, critical events. Let's generate some more critical events. Let's filter this for only panic button if we can. Let's look at the panic button events. Okay, I'm on my phone here. Nice, I'm on my phone. Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna click coaching. Okay. We're gonna come back to our logs. I like to kind of push stuff up here sometimes, just so I know I see the fresh data coming in the log. Okay, there we go. And guys, please follow, like, and subscribe. It helps a lot. Helps push the content out to new people. If you are here, thank you for being here. We're vibe coding B2B AI SaaS apps. We're going to be working on this telematics video coaching's AI stuff, and also eventually work on a business, Blue Cactus AI, that's going to be building agents. So we're going to be deploying agents across the telematics video business, and then also building an agents business that is more general for really any small and medium-sized business that wants to deploy agents. It's like someone trying to sell me some viewers. Okay, nice. We just generated it. Let's go back to coaching. Boom, here we go. Now, let's click view report. Ooh, looks better. Driver was not in sampled frame. No driver visible flag. Phone detected in 3 frames. So let's watch the video. So this is running this object detection on both the forward-facing and the driver-facing. It gets the person. First thing I noticed in the PDF is, number one, I don't see the general transcript, like the old PDF of the event and all of the objects that we detected. And then one of the first items I see on the sheet is that there wasn't a driver detected, which seems strange because I do see that we got object detection on a person. Let's see this report again. Safety focus level high. So like this is why this is confusing. Okay. This driver... Also, the reflection questions used to include the relevant objects. So like in this event, I think we detected phone use. Why aren't we referencing the phone use in the coaching questions? Well, here we get the signature. I like that they added these signatures better here. Not that one. This one, I think. Below, I have included the content from the old coaching report. I want you to use this as a reference. Combine the best elements of our new coaching report and the old coaching report. Hey, Cole. How are you? No, it's okay. Couple things. Right now we're trying to improve the PDF. At work today and collapsed in bed. Yeah, that's okay. Honestly, I may not be on too much longer today, but I'll be on probably Sunday for a significant amount of time. Right now, we're working on 2 different things. We improved the reconstruction. So the event reconstruction, and this isn't a good one, that's at a stoplight. So we optimized the event reconstruction. Well, there you go. It's not working right now. But sometimes on the first click, the event reconstruction is not playing. And so we adding detailed logging to look into that, but it is snappier. I can move forward and backwards. There's not a huge delay, so that's good. So we have Codex looking into that. Live Sunday, sometime between 9 a.m. Central Time and 11 a.m. Central Time. So usually I'm gonna do like either Saturday or Sunday, and sometimes both Saturday and Sunday. Let's see. Let's see if Scrubby's done building here. Okay, Scrubby is done building. Do the rollout restart, and then I'm gonna click play on the event reconstruction again, and we'll try to play it again. After you do the rollout restart, open the logs and follow them. Okay, Codex is still working on this PDF. Cool. Nice, yes, yes. Another thing I'm working on right now is the idea is to look at these videos and then the frame that has objects that are the most relevant or the closest, I'm going to send that to the OpenAI vision model and have it look at that image and tell us, and we'll probably send the best frame that we have from the forward facing and the best frame that we have from the in-cab, and then ask the OpenAI vision model to then do its own analysis on the image, let us know what objects it thinks it sees, and it's kind of another check on top of our object detection and depth estimation. Friend at work who used to be in software development and app tester, and he liked it. Nice. Very good. No, vibe coding is amazing. Like, I think for people that are not technical that had ideas, you know, now you can just get those ideas out into the wild. So it's really changed everything. Okay, let's hit yes. Okay, let's following the log. Good. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna close all these down. I'm gonna open up another reconstruction. What I don't like about Codex is right now I can't see the log. So it's following the log. Oop, it just canceled the follow. Okay, open the log and follow it. Okay, it's streaming the log. That was a bad one to open. I'm at a stoplight on that one. Okay, yeah, it's happening again. Okay, I just opened up the event reconstruction. I'm selecting the play button right now, and it won't play. Okay, it's tailing the log, so it's gonna go grab the last 200 lines. That's what that tail flag means. Hold on, let's try this again. Go ahead and do the rollout restart now. I'm gonna try to simulate this again. This is only happening when the service first starts. Wait, did it restart it? I missed that. It worked that time. Hold on. Okay, let's do this rollout restart again. Tell me once the pod is successfully rolled out. I don't want you to open the logs yet. Let's close this down first. Refresh our screen. It's weird. Sometimes on the very first click, it's like the WebSocket's not opening. Just want to make sure there's no sensitive info when I do this before I show it. Hold on. Go to console. Alright, let's just do this rollout restart again. Okay. Okay, let's get the status. Make sure it's complete. Okay, it's done. Alright, so now I'm going to, honestly, I'm just going to open up the logs maybe myself. Let's just grab the command to open up the logs. Let's just find the pod name real quick. Events. kubectl. Get pods, namespace events. Okay. Then the log command is kubectl logs, namespace events, the pod name, and then I think it's this flag, -f, which is follow. Okay. All right, nice. Now we're following a scrubby. All right, so let's do it. If you reconstruct, here's also we're following. I just replicated it again, which is good. Okay, so let me pass this in. And then let's go get our sync animate not ready. If I hit shift enter, will it not enter? I don't like that. I can't hit shift enter. Okay, I just sent you the logs in the previous message. Please review. I just able to replicate the error again. We did the rollout restart. I opened up the event reconstruction. It rendered properly, shows the path line on the map, but when I first select it, click the play button, it won't play. What? So this is one of the ones where I'm a little confused. Okay, so are you telling me that there's an issue in the accounts service? Or help me understand where the issue is. This is probably one of those times where I should just read the log myself. Maybe. So let's see. Okay, tried to load the event reconstruction. Then it fetched the event and it failed with a status of 500. Prepared statements must be unique. Find path from was used for a different statement. Interesting. Wait, what's going on? I'm gonna ask it to explain that to me. Can you explain this to me? So, How could there be two different SQL? Okay, go into the account service and investigate this. I'm not familiar with an error like this. I don't understand how the SQL could be changing with the same prepared statement name for the same event reconstruction event. Let's see if the coaching service is done building. Let's see. Huh. I don't know which one to select here. Let's just go with the global. I guess that's what we have globally installed, maybe. I can install poetry. A little concerned about using poetry. Poetry is just a tool, I think, to manage Python dependencies. But I don't think we're like explicitly installing, I think, the dependencies in the Docker image right now. So we're not using this dependency manager. It ended up not doing it, which is kind of interesting. Wait, so why are we calling snapped true and snapped false? So there's something called the snap to road API where you take these points and you can maybe have 5 points, and Google will draw a path line between the 5 points and snap them to the road. But it doesn't make sense why we're... Let's just say, why are we calling one service that's trying to use the Google Snap to Roads API and another service that's not for the same event reconstruction? Okay, so 2 API calls are happening at the same time, but we're using the same prepared statement name for them. So what do we need to do? I guess just change the prepared statement name for one of the services that executes the prepared statement, right? I don't know why this is taking so long right now, this git push. Okay, you can do this in the account service, but check out to a new branch first. Make the changes, then commit the changes with a short and sweet message, and push to origin. I could just type this command myself right now. But let's let it, okay, boom. So is this code also taking the most relevant frame from each video that we have and sending it to the ChatGPT vision model? Yeah, so what I want you to do is after I guess we do the analysis, we want to kind of essentially take the frame. So if there's 2 MP4 events, we're going to get 1 frame from each. And the frame should be the frame that we determine the most relevant or the most important for that event. We're taking that frame and we're going to share that frame with the vision model and ask the vision model to run its own analysis on that event. And then ideally in the PDF, we would include these frames, but that's maybe not necessary for now. Right now, I just want to get this working. Use the restroom real quick. Also, right now, we're taking the frame in the middle and storing that in a column, the thumbnail column, and storing that on S3. Right now, we don't need to worry about showing the thumbnail in the PDF. Let's just get this working. I'm more concerned about the insights from the vision model. Send it this too. So explain to me the flow of exactly how the coaching service works now. What's deterministic and what's generative? Don't worry about testing locally. I'll just execute another event in the cloud. Distance is important to me too. So really, like for example, if it's a hard break and there's an object in the lane in front of the driver, that's an important object. So think about that too. But maybe the objects that are in the right and left lane for a hard break event are not as relevant. And I don't want the vision model to be optional right now. I want to make sure we send our best frames to the vision model every time and ask for its analysis. Make these changes and then return to me the exact flow again. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Just made that change to accounts. Changing this prepared statement name won't cause any other interruptions, right? In any other service. I just want to make certain. Yeah, that's what I thought. Codex is still working on it. Hmm. So we should be able to commit this change now, push to origin. This may be our last attempt, guys, for today's stream. Go ahead and commit the changes and push to origin. Cool. Nice, pushed. Okay. Go ahead and do a rollout restart on accounts and Scrubby V2. Okay, let's create this pull request. So guys, I know it might get a little confusing, but we're kind of working on two different problems when I'm waiting for the image to build, when we're trying to improve the coaching PDF. While I'm waiting for that to build, or the Docker image to build, then I'm switching over to this issue where when we load the event reconstruction, the first time we click it, it won't run. But each subsequent time it will run, and I'm still trying to understand why that's happening. And we'll figure that out. Okay, we're restarting Scrubby and accounts, and then we're gonna try to do it again. Or replicate the error again if we can. Okay. Okay, now follow the appropriate log. Probably accounts service is important to follow now. I'm about to go try to do this again, or try to play the event reconstruction on the first load. Okay, let's just try it. Work that time. Not sure if that's like a... We're getting lucky? Or there's some other strange behavior that we don't understand? Let's see. Okay, interesting. Well, that's good. Okay, it seems to be working. Can you verify, or what can you verify in the logs? Let's see if the coaching service. Can you do a rollout restart on the coaching deployment? All right, so we fixed this issue here, which is good. So, okay, what else did we learn about our optimizations? If you can check the git diff on how we used to handle this, check the logs to see any new discoveries, and then detail for me one more time for a layman. Keep it very simple because the buffer gets kind of complex. But detail to me the exact improvements that we made and why we made them. Coaching service is still building. Oh. Hey Dwee, what we coding? Plowing through with Big Dog Codex. Yes, my friend. So we're coding a coaching tool. So we have dash cameras in vehicles, and these dash cameras record events. So these dash camera will record event like a hard brake, quick acceleration, hard turn, shock, severe shock, following too closely, distraction, fatigue. And so then we're doing our own AI analysis on this. So we're looking for things like seatbelt, a phone, cigarette maybe. And so doing some analysis. And then what we're doing is we're also building a reconstruction of the event. That's not a good one. So we're building this 3D simulation. So this is pretty much running at a relative speed. So this gives like a fleet safety director or a fleet manager even more context to help them coach their driver. And then what we're doing is we're putting together a report, and the report looks something like this. So then we generate a PDF, and we're detailing what was the event, what was the speed of the event, what objects did we detect in the event, and then we're generating a dynamic, generative coaching questions for the driver. And the idea is that the driver coach or whoever's managing that fleet, and it's really any company that has a fleet of vehicles. So whoever's managing that fleet could distribute this to the driver, and then sit down with the driver, have the driver acknowledge that, hey, I went through these questions, I understand what happened, and they could both add their signature there, right? So right now what we're doing is a couple different things. First, we had a little issue where when the services spun up, we would go play this, and on the first play, it wasn't working. And really, we had our front end and our back end that call a service that goes to fetch the GPS data to draw this path line, and both of those services executed a prepared statement, and that prepared statement had the same name. So sometimes that service was throwing an error like, hey, we don't like two different SQL queries with the same prepared statement name. Impressive and actually useful. How long has this taken you? So, and you can go check out some of the previous streams, but to put together this whole platform, this is a tool that I've been working on for a few years now. But this coaching component here, we did this in a few days time. So we had some groundwork done, but we've migrated to a new model. We've put a new front end on this. We embedded this reconstruction. Now we're kind of brainstorming on the PDF of how we can improve the PDF. But yeah, so this is the platform here. You've got just basic GPS tracking, right? You've got trips. So here you can see trips that I take in my vehicle. And you can see different events here, right here on the trip. This is actually me in my car. So we got that. We got geozones. Can set up geozones. We got reports, so we can go look at critical event report or any historical data. So really a fleet manager would come through here, find an event that's a relevant event, and then they would say, all right, this is an event where I want to do coaching analysis, right? And the idea is to ultimately try to distribute this learning management proactively, right? So you pretty much were trying to maybe do analysis on all events that come through, score them, try to determine, hey, look for a pattern, right? And then try to predict something that might happen in the future. But let's see if the coaching service is done building. Okay, nice. The coaching service is done building. Let's go ahead and do a rollout restart on this. Now we should run the status, and this pod is going to take 2 minutes to start. I can see trucking companies purchasing something like this. Yes, definitely. So, yeah, definitely. Right now, our focus is safety. So lots of companies, especially as you get more vehicles, safety becomes a serious concern simply because, one accident that results in a fatality, right? So if someone were to pass away during one of these events, right, just the legal fees alone will shut your company down. So for that reason, safety becomes critical for them. So once we once this coaching pod is done rolling out, we're going to open up the logs. I haven't seen anyone make something like this. Great idea. Advanced logic. You got background in quality? Yeah, so I started off in business, really doing a lot of sales, marketing, operations stuff. And we had some software. We started as a reseller, selling, partnering with companies and selling their software. We eventually developed our own software, and I worked with a lot of smart people, worked with a lot of smart engineers, and so I'm not classically trained engineer, but I'm self-taught pretty much. But I worked with a lot of smart people that are smarter than me, that taught me a lot of stuff. Okay, so the pod rolled out, so now I'm gonna say, okay, let's open the logs for the coaching deployment and follow them. I'm gonna execute another coaching analysis. And I'm like, this is VS Code GitHub Copilot. I use Codex kind of for the more complex planning and some of the more complex features. And then when I need to get more surgical, if I need to get really surgical and really precise, I usually use Sonnet 4.5. GPT-5 Mini is getting better. Initially, it was very verbose. But yeah, so I'm kind of using Codex for the bigger changes, and then I use some of the smaller models like Sonnet, GPT-5 Mini, Grok Code Fast 1 to do sanity check or to get more precise if I need to. Yeah, exactly. And now is a better time than ever for someone who's involved in business, that's not technical, right? To get more technical, or use AI tools to try to ratchet up your technical ability a little bit, and really can help round you out as a product manager or whatever role you're in. Or help bridge that gap between technical people and business people, right? Okay, so let's get these pods, and we should follow them. There we go. Okay, cool. Nice. Now we're following the logs, and we're gonna go request the coaching analysis. So let's look at any panic button events right now. When I've been triggering the panic buttons, I usually am holding my phone in my hand. Okay, let's see here. Okay, nice. I picked my phone up. Beautiful. So we're about to see if the object detection chat gets that phone right there. So let's see. So that was this one, right? Or was it this one? Okay, it's that one. All right, so what I'm going to do is click this coaching button here. Click OK. We're going to come to the log. Okay, we can already see the log starting to print some stuff here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so this channel, really, it's about vibe coding, entrepreneurship. I'm going to be working on this telematics video business and also deploying agents across this business. So like operations agent, support agent, scheduling agent, sales agent. So one thing I'm really interested in as a business owner too is, maybe having voice sales agents, and creating clones of them, right? Having them reach out, do discovery calls and scheduling. Like an interesting thing is if you have a sales rep and maybe you have a contact list of 300 people, you sit the sales rep down in a chair and you say, hey, I want you to do some cold outreach to these 300 people or something, right? And that sales rep, it looks like there was an error. The vision analysis failed. So that sales rep spends a lot of their time with no answers, right? So they're calling through a contact list, and all these people that aren't answering the phone is a wasted call. Now they could leave a voicemail, and then they can try and add a follow-up to call them back. Sometimes contacts don't answer till the third, fourth call. It all depends what your sales cycle and what your product is and who your end customer is. But the idea is that, with an AI sales agent, you could burn through 500 calls with 30 or 100 clones, right? Sales agent clones with different phone numbers, calling through the list just to do discovery. So you're not trying to do the full sale with the agent, but just the discovery call, then schedule something on the calendar for the sales rep. But we're going to be doing lots of cool stuff. So the telematics video stuff, and then also agents, right? Working on agents, deploying agents inside of this telematics video business for all different types of use cases. And then we're also going to be building a more general agents business for SMB. I'm going to switch back to Codex now. And I'm going to say, review the logs. It looks like the vision model failed. We must be doing the import wrong. Check how we import the OpenAI API key for the other API call that we're doing to generate the coaching questions. You must be importing the API key incorrectly. So at least it looks like it did work. Okay, so here it is. Let's watch the video. Yeah, definitely. For sure. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm planning to be on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Central Time. Fridays at 4 p.m. Central, and then Saturdays and Sundays. So I'll be getting on sometime between like 9 a.m. Central Time and 11 a.m. Central Time. And sometimes I'll do Sunday, sometimes I'll do Saturday, sometimes I might do both. And as we build a bigger audience, I'm going to be looking at the analytics to see when people are online and maybe adjusting that schedule a bit. But for now, that's kind of my plan. But yeah, should be fun. I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for being here. Just a learning environment. Learn how to vibe code together, work together, learn from each other. So a bunch of fun stuff. Let's see what report it made this time. Okay, cool. So here's the coaching worksheet. Okay, so it says no sustained risky behavior in the sampled frames. So I was involved in the panic button event. It detected the following objects. We need to get some of these objects out of the we don't need to detect some of these objects. Like it's getting my dashboard as a suitcase. It is getting my cell phone, so you can see got the cell phone. It's getting like this chair that's not really relevant, and the person. Yeah, definitely. I think vibe coding is going to be a massive, and I think there's with all of, it's a huge disruption, right, to entry level white collar jobs that's coming. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that would have normally went to these entry level white collar jobs, maybe moving into blue collar jobs, or they're going to be wanting to probably get more technical and learning how to vibe code and do these different technical things. So I agree with you on that. I think there's going to be a lot of people starting to get more people who wouldn't, or maybe thought being technical was something out of reach. It's going to become a lot more approachable for a lot more people, I think. So here's the reflection questions. How can you ensure minimal phone usage while driving to stay focused? What steps can be taken to improve awareness of objects in close proximity to the vehicle? How do you plan to address potential distractions like phone usage in future drives? What are specific to yes, exactly. So that's one problem too, is like right now, if there's a hard brake event and maybe it detects an object in the lane to the left of you, that object is not as important, right, as the object in front of you. So like removing all non-relevant objects I'm trying to do, and then we're going to be also using vision model. So we're already using object detection, some depth models, but then also using OpenAI has a vision model, and we're going to be using that too, sending some of our frames that are the most critical to the vision model. So that's kind of the plan. And then eventually we're going to be generating annotating our own data, curating our own data to start to train the model, or try to train the model. So that should be really, really cool. I'm really interested in, because there's going to be these big general, and OpenAI is going to go make the big general model, right? But there's going to be a lot of use cases where you can use smaller model, train it on your own data, and it might be, more effective for your domain or your use case or inside of your business. And especially when you deploy like a brain, like an agent in your business that handles orchestration for all different types of things, it's going to be good to understand maybe how to start recording all the events that happen in your business, and then maybe use that data, annotate it, prepare it, and then try to train your own model. And there's probably going to be a combination. Sometimes you're going to want to use the big massive model from OpenAI that has this general use case for anything, and it's going to be super intelligent. But there may be some use cases where there's some open source model that you can use that's smaller, faster, more lightweight, and then you can train it with your own data, and that might be better for your use case. So just some stuff to think about. DeepSeek. Yes. Optical character recognition. Heck yeah. Yeah, I need to look into that. Exactly. Yes. Let me write that down, actually. Thanks for... I had heard about that got released. I hadn't really looked into it. I heard it's really good, though. Okay. Okay, so... let's see what Codex said. Nice. Yeah, so I've actually thought about running an open source model, but the GPUs from AWS are kind of still, the GPU servers are still kind of expensive. And I need to look into more. I could probably host my own GPU cluster. And I think with like a few 4070s or 4090s, I could run my own inferencing. But I need to look into that. It's interesting because I've heard that like OpenAI has already compressed all of the public intelligence that's on the internet, and now I think they're generating synthetic data and using that to train. But it's my understanding that a big amount of data, maybe like I forget exactly where I heard it, but I heard someone say I think 70% of data is private, and these enterprise companies have that data in their database, and so they don't want to be sharing their private data with this OpenAI model, right? Calling their API. So I think we're gonna like see the shift maybe from the cloud back to on-prem. An M3 Ultra. Yeah. Yeah, is that a new Mac laptop, right? Yeah. Yeah, I have one of my Macs. I was able with some Olama .cpp tool to run DeepSeek on my laptop. And so actually you don't have to like, there's no limits on it, right? And it was pretty damn smart. I didn't read through the code to make sure I don't think there's any security vulnerability. People smarter than me have already read through that open source code. And I actually think that our colleges in America right now, a lot of them have DeepSeek deployed for academia. Most powerful Mac Studio. Yeah, so I'm actually running on a Mac Studio right now. I have the cheapest Mac Studio that you can get, and actually I was running on a Mac Pro. I was running on this Mac Pro, and the stream was crashing. I guess, I don't know, just my workflow was too heavy duty, and so I ended up getting this Mac Studio. I was gonna try to run it on the Mac Mini, but I don't know if it was gonna be able to handle that load. But anyways, the Mac Studio, really the most productivity boost for me with Mac Studio was being able to connect it to more than 2 monitors, which was really valuable for me and kind of increased my productivity. The laptops, unless you get like the really expensive laptop, I think it can only connect to 2 displays. Now, one thing to think about, the reason why I got the Mac Studio 2 is everybody looks at RAM, but one important thing is to look at the I/O bandwidth, right? So you have 36 gigabytes of RAM, and that 36 gigabytes of RAM gets filled up, right? But how fast can the computer do input output? So how fast can it like swap memory into RAM, or swap's not the right word, but put memory in RAM and take memory out of RAM? And so the Studio had like double the IO bandwidth. And that's part of the reason why I got the Studio too, even though it's a bit pricey. But I just code on the Mac. The Mac's been the Unix operating system is just better for me. I work on Linux servers and stuff, so it's very similar to the commands that you'll run on a Linux server. Versus Windows is, I don't know what language Windows operating system is written in, maybe C or something. But let's see this. Okay, we got our diff. The PDF is a lot better though, so we did make some progress here. Oh, let's just let Codex do it. Okay, can you commit these changes and push to origin? So the M3 Ultra is better, is the latest one. That's better than the M4 Max? I don't have Python installed right now. It keeps wanting to run the syntax check, but it's... We need to open up the virtual environment, I think, to execute that command, but right now I'm gonna... Okay, looks like no syntax errors. That's good. Running git status again. With PyCache. Yeah. Yeah, I actually have an SSD that I connected to this computer because I'm going to try to generate some synthetic data, annotate it, and then put it on that SSD, and then use that to try to train. Yeah. I mean, I want to host it local. My only issue is if I have like 50 users trying to chat. Like, I'm thinking about deploying a support agent in the web app. So like a user would log in and there'll just be a chat support here, right? Where they can click it and the agent will have access to all the context about their account. And I wanted to maybe host an open source model locally and then try to run the inferencing on that model. But I don't know how much horsepower I need to handle that, like 50 users, run the inference for 50 user chats at the same time. I don't know how big the cluster. That's really where OpenAI has value, right? Is that they have the horsepower and they're driving the cost down. But I definitely think, you know, it's nice to just not be tied to OpenAI, right? And just and not have to pay OpenAI for those API calls. Plus, if you have sensitive data, you don't want to be sharing it with OpenAI. Boom, we pushed it. All right, this is gonna take it's like a 10-minute build, but we may give it one last go here before we end the stream for today. Let's see. And anyone that's please like and subscribe and follow, guys, if you haven't already. Helps a lot. And thank you for being here. Means a lot. Let's go to pull request. Pull request. second. Make sure this doesn't pull up anything sensitive. Kind of weird. Is this an environment variable? See that environment variable anywhere? Oh, okay. Okay, just it'll fall back. Okay, good. All right, create the pull request. Yeah, definitely. That's what I like about it too, is just kind of when I know you're working, it's motivating me. When I'm working, hopefully it's motivating you. If you get stuck, have a question, if you hit a bug or something, you can always pop in here, ask me. I'll try to do my best to give you my thoughts on it. So definitely kind of fun. Usually I just play like lo-fi, hip hop, classical. Sometimes I play some soft house, stuff like that. Okay, let's merge this. And let's see, here's the Docker image building. Let's see. All right, here's the Docker image building. Takes a minute here. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. Okay, cool, I'm back. Still building. I've got to run. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks, Dwee. I'll see you on the next stream. Cool. See you, Dwee. Have a good rest of your day or night. So guys, once this image is done, we'll open up the logs and give it one last shot. I'm actually gonna open up the PDF here and keep reviewing that while that's running. Okay. The PDF is a lot better. Way better. I gotta look in maybe how to optimize this too. It just feels like, and maybe, you know, maybe this is just how long it takes, but it does kind of feel like that image takes an incredibly long time to build. I'm just curious what that error was with the vision. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's just some import. I don't think we needed to use the import there. Let's just go ahead and tell it to run the... Can you run a rollout restart on the coaching service deployment? Ooh, it's a big git command. It's fine. Looks like it's... Wait. Hold on, let's run the rollout restart again. We gotta wait for the Docker image to build. Almost done. Takes about 10 minutes. Cole, I'm not sure if you're still here, but is that a the teaching app? Is it a mobile app or is it a web app? I just ran it again. I just did the rollout. I wasn't paying attention. I did the rollout restart twice. And the image wasn't done building. Looks like it's like done. There we go. Okay, let's roll. Nice, now it's rolling out. Takes like 2 minutes for the pod to start too, which is crazy. We're almost there. Really gonna be interested to see if this works. It's gonna be fun. Let's go back to reports. Critical event report. Let's go back. Let's do it just for a panic. Hopefully this one hopefully I pull my phone out on this one. Nice, I pull out my phone. Perfect. Nice, now it's tailing the logs. Service is booting up. It's booted. Boom. Just hit the log. If there's gonna be an error, it's gonna print in the log like in about a second. Cool. Can you look at the logs and tell me, the logs are open in terminal, what did the vision model return? Hey guys, if you're just joining, we're working on this AI coaching tool. So we have dash cameras in vehicles and they trigger events. And then we're using some AI models to do an analysis on the video. So we record any channel. The camera can have many different channels, forward facing, driver facing, could have side cams. And we the camera triggers edge events, so like hard turn, quick accelerate, hard brake, fatigue, distraction, following too closely, lane departure warning, stuff like that. And then we do analysis on the video. We build a reconstruction, a 3D reconstruction. And then we put together a report for the driver. So let's come back here. And today what we did is we improved this report. So we made some major improvements to this coaching report. So to give you an idea, here's like some questions for the driver. So there'd be a fleet operator or someone that's operating the fleet, and they would generate this document and sit down with their driver and have like a coaching session with them, right? Communicate with the driver. Driver would look through this document, try to answer, reflect on these questions. The coach would look for any items that he needs to take action on. So for instance, here's an item, implement immediate phone-free driving policy. So here's an item where the driver and the coach need to take action on this item, right? So we really made some significant progress on this. And then we fixed some minor bugs and made some major performance improvements to our event reconstruction. And so let's see what GPT-4 said. Did we not add the vision model analysis to the PDF? I don't know. We did the vision model did do an analysis. Which report this is right now. I'll give the report to you. I don't think you can attach a PDF to chat. This was the PDF. Do you see the vision model or the results that the vision model returned? Hey, Past. Hey, so right now we have dash cameras in vehicles. So this is a B2B AI SaaS tool. It helps keep track of like GPS location of vehicles. We can look at like trip reports. So you can see different trips, any events that, this is actually me in my car here, any events during the trip. So pretty much we have a dash camera. The dash camera triggers events at the edge, right? So quick acceleration, hard turn, shock, severe shock, fatigue, distraction, following too closely, lane departure warning. We take this event and then we're doing an AI analysis on it. So we're using some open source models to do an AI analysis, look for relevant objects, try to determine the distance of those objects. And so pretty much we try to pull in all the context that we have available about the event. This is actually me in my car here. And so it's detecting me. It should detect my cell phone here. Yeah, just got the cell phone. So we do the analysis on the video. Then we put together a 3D simulation of the event, right? So we take a 3D simulation, and this is moving at a relative speed. So the idea is you might be have a business where you have vehicles and your drivers are maybe in different locations, right? And these events happen, and so maybe there's an accident, but you can't be at the scene of the event, but maybe you need to talk to the insurance company, talk to the cops. You can look at this simulation and get some more context of the event without actually being at the scene of the event. So we're using this 3D simulation, using the video analysis, and then we're generating these coaching reports, right? So we generate this PDF document. We give a snapshot of the event. What objects did we detect in the event? Were they relevant or not? We make some observations. We come up with some questions for the driver. And the idea is really cool. I would check for fatigue on the edge. So that's actually a model that's running on the camera at the edge. So like if I come to reports, critical events, and for instance, here's a distraction event. Let's see. Some of these might not be the best. Here's a distraction event. And a distraction is just when I'm looking, I'm kind of down. I just woke up here. Goodness. But let's try to see another one. What was this one? Let me see. Let's go to back a little bit more. Okay. Panic button. Here's another distraction. I want to get fatigue. Fatigue is when I'm yawning. Maybe yawn here. Or I'm just kind of down looking at my phone. But pretty much there's a model running at the edge on the camera itself. Here's another distraction. I mean, this one I'm looking to the left. If you're driving and moving, and then you're looking to the left or to the right, it's triggering that as distraction. Here's a lane departure warning. So lane departure warning is when you're crossing over a solid white line, which you're not supposed to do here in America. So I'm crossing over this solid white line. So that's kind of how that works. But let's see what they say. Sure, try to tail the log again. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream for today. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're just gonna be doing vibe coding, working on B2B AI apps, working on agents. Really, it's just a chill stream. I play some like lo-fi or classical, just hang out. Here to hang out, chat. You guys can, it's kind of like a work together stream. If you guys are running into challenges, you can put it in chat. I'll try to give you my best advice or my best thoughts on it. I'll do the same, kind of work together. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, startups, business, vibe coding, tech, this is really what this stream is all about. And usually I'm going on, and you can check out some of my other streams. We've made a ton of progress on this AI coaching tool. And you can kind of follow along on some of this progress. But usually I'm going live on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time, Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time, and then I do Saturday or Sunday. Usually I get on sometime between like 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Central Time. So sometimes I'll do Saturday, sometimes I'll do Sunday, sometimes I'll do both Saturday and Sunday. And as we grow a bigger audience, I'm going to be looking at the analytics to see kind of when people are online, and then I may adjust that schedule. So trying to stick to that schedule, but there may be some irregularity as we're just kind of getting ramped up. But eventually, once we see more people or build a bigger audience, we'll lock down an exact schedule. But cool, Past. Thank you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next stream. And thanks everyone that's come. Anyone that's already followed, liked, or subscribed, it means a lot. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all on the next. See you guys on the next, guys and gals on the next stream.